Now she is receiving rave reviews with a capital R for her new film. It's called The Inspection. It's based on the true story. The film's director and writer, his name is Elegance Bratton. So the movie focuses on Ellis French, a young gay man who joins the Marines during the military's Don't Ask, Don't Tell era. Union portrays French's homophobic mother, Inez. In this preview, Inez confronts her son after he asked for his birth certificate for his military application. Here's a look.
This little piece of paper. It's all I have left of the dream I held for you. If you don't come back the son I gave birth to, consider this certificate void.
Ooh, that movie was tough. Gabrielle Union is also executive producer of the film. We welcome you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're so glad to have you in studio, Gabrielle Union. Now, Elegance came to you because he wanted you to be the executive producer, and then he asked you to star in it, and you balked at first. Yeah. He clearly saw something in you that you didn't even see in yourself.
Absolutely.
What was it?
He's like, it absolutely has to be you. We've known you could do this the whole time. And immediately I knew what he was talking about. He's like, in the Black community, we know you have range. Don't get it messed up if they don't see it. Mm-hmm. I see it, and I know you can do this. Mm-hmm. He's like, but it has to be you. And I didn't know what that meant at the time. But he had such a huge level of confidence in me that it became contagious. And I was like, I can do it. Yes, I can.
But you say this, you said it came at a time when you had low self-esteem about the industry, low self-esteem about who you are as an actress, a human, and being a mom.
Yes.
What do you mean,
yes.
Gabrielle?
I think, you know, when you're constantly being barraged by images of perfection, everyone's perfection, right? You start feeling like, I'm not adding up. It's not adding up. I'm not keeping up in any capacity in my life. I just feel like I'm underwater in every area of my life, and I'm drowning. Mm-hmm. So for a man like Elegance to have that kind of confidence in me was really my needed boost. Yeah. And not just in Hollywood, but in my life. Yeah. It started me on the path of trying to figure out what kind of woman I want to be for the next 50, 60 years.
Yeah. Wow. Thanks for that transparency. A lot of people can identify with that. It does take somebody telling us, you know how to swim, for you to figure it out. You say that you had to find the humanity in Inez's character. How did you do that, and was it difficult?
Yeah, I had to do a lot of research. I had to do just a huge deep dive, and not just into who this woman was. It's a real person. That's a daunting task in and of itself. But I had to go inside myself to find her humanity and try to figure out at what point do we intersect? What can I relate to about this woman that I, generally speaking, don't tend to find a lot of positive out of folks that behave like this.
You couldn't be more different, right? I mean, in your real life, you're an LGBTQ advocate, as a mother, as a person in the world, and this is a mother who is so staunchly against the LGBT community that she's rejecting her own son.
Her own child. Well, I think when you are so
hateful, Tony.
Oh gosh, it's awful.
So opposite of who you are and what you believe.
Yeah, and when you're so focused on the world thinking you're good and a good mother, you'll be willing to barter with anything just to be thought of as good, worthy, deserving. You get on that assimilation train and you don't know when to get off, and next thing you know, you've hit a brick wall and life is over, and you've been shape-shifting and tap dancing your whole life, and for people who wouldn't spit in your direction if you were on fire.
But Gabrielle,
but that's what I had in common with her.
Yeah.
I wanted that. I wanted that kind of deep validation from the world.
Right.
And that was how I got into the character. That kind of sameness, that darkness does live within most of us, and I found that darkness within myself as well.
Wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire. Yeah, they really don't like you when they're behaving that way. But let's talk about the rave reviews that you're getting in this role. Honestly, they're
well-deserved.
Well-deserved, star-turning, Oscar-worthy. Do you see yourself differently after playing this character? Has it changed how you feel and see yourself as an actress?
Absolutely.
How so?
Once I was able to deliver, I was like, You know what I mean? Like I'm an athlete. You
You're
know, I come
competitive.
from an athletic background.
right.
So it's either you do it or you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Either you won or you lost. I'm very black and white about that. So by the last scene, because we kind of shot it sort of in order, the last scene was, you know, I'm never giving up on you. And when that ended and I got back to my room, I was
I nailed that.
got
Damn
this.
right.
But I gave myself permission to dream of other roles. I always kind of play things that are closer to me because it's easier, it's safer. My good friend Sanaa Lathan, she said 20 years ago, baby, if it doesn't scare you, it's not worth doing. And I thought, well, that's a terrible route. I'm like, I want to do things that make me comfortable.
Don't you think people see you differently too?
Immediately.
Immediately.
Immediately. As soon as the movie ended in Toronto at the Toronto Film Festival, the calls coming into my team were different. Like, I'm not even up to audition for roles like this. It's not even like I have the opportunity to try and fail.
Right.
You're on
Right.
certain lists. I'm just not on the serious actress list. I'm, you know, when I was just thinking of myself as a producer on this,
Right. Well-
my list of people who would play Inez, I wasn't on that list. No, I didn't see it in myself.
Well, I'm glad Elegance convinced you. I'm so glad because you knocked it out of the park.
really did.
And I can't wait when the Oscar nominations come out to see what you're going to wear. That's what I say.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it out there in the universe.
Talk about it.
Claim it. I'm claiming it.
Congrats, congrats. And our best to Dwayne Wade, who tattooed your initials on his
Finally,
his wrist.
I was like, okay, I get I get that I came after Martin Luther King, but every number that you've ever worn in life, like including like AAU and Pop Warner, like, can I be like the 17th tattoo? And he
there
got
it
a
is.
tiny little one.
So where's his tattoo at?
Oh, his is of me? Never.
Oh, okay.
It's right here.
asking.
This is it.
Okay, all
This
right.
is it. I couldn't even get a second ear pierced. I was like, that's too risque.
Congratulations to you, and our best to Mr. Wade. Gabrielle Union's movie is called The Inspection. Jeremy Pope also was here, not cut in this.
Yeah.
Is in theaters now, wherever you like to go. We'll be right back.